Hey there. I'd like to share all the items that I'm upgrading since my last tour. For multiple reasons, I've upgraded these. Some are for comfort, others are for weight. One of the first things I upgraded was my air mattress. My air mattress wasn't really up to par. What I didn't like about my air mattress is, first of all, it had this diamond-shaped pattern on it, which isn't very thick. Didn't really provide much comfort. I was going back and forth all night long. And then also the first night I had it out, the thing got a hole in it. When I returned home, one of the first things I did with it is I returned it back to Amazon. So I ordered that other air mattress called a Kapuku. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. But anyways, this one's much thicker. It's about 4 inches thick. Doesn't have that honeycomb pattern. And I'm hoping it provides a lot more comfort for me. In addition, it only added 2.5 ounces to the weight of all my gear, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. The next thing I upgraded was my sleeping bag. I have one of those mummy-style sleeping bags. And unfortunately, when I bought this sleeping bag, it was about 50 pounds lighter than I am now. When I first bought it, it was pretty comfortable for me. I slept in it pretty good. But as I grew, I found it very restricting, especially in the shoulders area. Also, on my tour up to Flagstaff, I pretty much
froze my butt off.
Well, yeah, he said it best. So I upgraded to a down sleeping bag rated for 30 Fahrenheit. So hopefully it'll provide me with much more comfort so I don't freeze at night. And it's also much wider in the shoulders. You can see it takes up pretty much the same amount of space that my air mattress does. It should provide quite a bit of comfort. Plus it's down, which everybody says is the best. I guess I'll be the judge of that after I sleep up on top of a mountain, and hopefully I don't freeze. The other thing about it takes up exponentially less volume than the other sleeping bag did. The other sleeping bag filled pretty much 3/4 of this bag up. With this one, the down, I can compress it down to probably about 1/3 of the bag here, which is a nice space saver. Additionally, it only added about 1.7 ounces to my whole setup. It wasn't really that big of a deal. My whole goal was to lose weight, but to have a good night of sleep, pretty much, I'll take a few ounces here and there for that. The next thing I did, my tent is going on a little bit over, I think it's like a year and a half old. Looked out and never actually have been rained on, so I'm not too sure if it is rainproof or it isn't rainproof. On the Amazon review, some people say that it wasn't, and other people say that it held up great. I don't know. Just to be safe, because I don't want to wake up wet on top of a mountain freezing, I went out and got a can of sealant. Pretty much I sprayed it on the tent, starting with all the seams. Once I got it on all the seams, I then sprayed it on the whole body of the tent. I also made sure I sprayed it on the base of the tent really good, so there wasn't hopefully any leakage from below. This should, in theory, be able to seal it up where it doesn't leak. Once again, I guess if I get rained on, I'll see if that worked out well for me or not. Next thing I upgraded was my music player. I did this for a couple of reasons. I wanted to be able to have stereo, and also to save a little bit of weight, and also battery life. I don't want to have to carry as many batteries on me or have to carry a solar panel. So my old music player was this Bluetooth guy. It's a great little music player. It just keeps going and going. Pretty affordable too. I use this when I'm out in traffic and on the roads. I don't want to put the earplugs in because I use audio as part of the way to keep myself alive. But on my next tour, most of the tour is going to be on back Arizona roads and on single track. I decided to go with Bluetooth headphones on it. Basically, I got the ones that'll clip around so I don't have to freak out and go chase them down a path somewhere. And this saved me 3.7 ounces, so pretty much any weight that I lost from the air mattress and the sleeping bag, now I've equaled out with the music player. Another thing I decided to add to my gear, once again, I've never been rained on. Somehow I got lucky in Arizona. Well, I don't know about lucky, we don't actually have that much rain here. But I have the suspicion maybe this next one I would. So what I went out and got was a rain jacket, which will also act as a windbreaker. And this will be my exterior layer on all my clothes. If I get really cold, I'll put on basically all my shirts, my jacket, and then this on the outside. Now they look like they belong on a salt container or something. Then the next thing I upgraded, well, I kind of had to. My tripod broke on my last tour. One of the legs came out. It was a cheap little one, came with a cheap camera I have. But I bought what you call the Lanzi, I guess you call it a tripod selfie stick type thing, but yeah, it goes out to tripod mode. Also, if you need more height, like at a table, a tripod like that, and it's also a selfie stick, a shorty of course, but this will probably be my one and only stick I'll take with me. Should allow for me to be able to set the camera down and do real quick shots wherever I buy. But, getting a little warm under there. The other upgrade I did, and this is to save weight additionally, is I went tubeless on the bike. This saved me a pound right there, easy. So that was nice. Also additionally saved me because I'm no longer going to carry a second backup tube. That saved me about almost 9 ounces there. So that was also a very easy way to save weight. Upgraded my CO2s from 16 grams to 24 grams, and that's basically to be able to set the bead or anything. Upgraded couple of my tools to the handlebar end ones, just because, well, they're better tools and they're cool, so yeah. Next item actually saved me 18 ounces, nice, a little over a pound. And that was my lock. This guy weighs in a little over 22 ounces, so it's definitely a little bit of a heavier lock. I use this whenever I'm riding, well, through Phoenix or Tucson. I definitely wanted to take this on that tour because the bigger cities in the bike theft rate is a lot higher. So to upgrade that, I went to a much smaller lock. And yeah, this is how I saved over a pound of weight. This is basically to keep the honest. Only time I'll be using this will probably be the midway point in my tour when I'm like at a grocery store picking up more supplies. I will be very briefly in there, and most of my bags won't even be on the bike. I needed something very light duty on that, and that was an easy way for me to save a pound. I was really paranoid. The Amazon deals actually came with 2 of each. It was 2 wires with each and 2 locks with each, so I could actually double it up on the bike if I wanted to kind of double prevention, I guess. In the end, there's nothing going to keep your bike 100% safe. I have a pair of bolt cutters out in the garage that cut through, well, easily cut through even this lock here within seconds. If a human created it, a human can cut through it. So basically, yeah, I downgraded to this lock, which saves me quite a bit of weight. I upgraded the way I mount my front bag. I used to use just these clip-on straps before, but it ended up taking too long, so I ended up switching to this front sling here, which is much faster. That's all the upgrades that I've done to the bike. So now all I got to do is get all this stuff onto the bike and start training with the weight, so it doesn't seem like my bike's a tank when I go to start riding up the mountain. Anyways, try to have a good day.